Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you guys probably one of the number one things I get asked, for sure top 2 or 3 things I get asked about, and that is working from home, juggling working from home with 8 children, homeschooling, this sort of, little hobby farm that we have. How does that really work? People really want to kind of pull the veil back and understand, how does that all happen? How do you get things done? And so what I wanted to do today is just pull that veil back and share with you guys sort of the 3 main things that I think are key in order for us to keep our life afloat and things flowing as smoothly as possible. And I will admit, it is really, really hard for me to, I thought about how should I do this video? How would it be most helpful to you? But at the end of the day, the one thing that I just kept coming back to is that no 2 days are ever really the same, because of all of the different things that we have going on and the different types of work that I do. It's just no 2 days are ever the same. Things are always kind of ebbing and flowing and changing. With 10 people in our household, I have to be flexible. And so I really sat down and asked myself sort of what are the 3 key elements to keeping all of the things going, right? Keeping all of the wheels spinning so that things are happening as they should. So for me, those 3 things are planning, must, technology, having good technology that works, that I can rely on, and teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. So let's get into it. I'll show you guys kind of what this day was like in terms of my work routine and work schedule, and how those 3 things come together to create a successful day for me, both work and home and homeschool and family and all of those things. So the first thing that I think is really important to point out is that, like I said, no 2 days ever look the same. And so for me, the whole thing begins with planning. So every night before I go to bed, I sit down and I go through my copious amounts of notebooks. I'm a big fan of notebooks. I really just like the pen to paper feel when it comes to planning and thinking and ideating, and it's what works best for me. So I like to sit down and go over those and see, what do I have on my to-do list? What's coming up? What is priority? And I make myself a to-do list for every single day. And having that to-do list really helps me to know basically do I need to get up super early tomorrow morning? Do I need to make sure that I'm up and showered and dressed before the kids start getting up? It really helps me to kind of set the tone for the next day, because it really totally depends for me if I have to film something, if I have a video call, if I have any of that kind of stuff going on, then I need to get dressed, fully for the day. Or if I can just sort of throw on something comfortable, it really just kind of gives me an idea of what that day is going to be like. And the teamwork element is already here, because we have to kind of juggle between getting the kids dressed and breakfast fed and ourselves as adults dressed. And like I said, it really depends on the day. Benjamin is already ready for a nap, basically. Poor little guy, look at him. So this actually kind of works well for me because I can get some work done, but unfortunately my desk space is in our bedroom where he takes naps. So it's really nice to have the option to work outside of that area. I don't have a separate office space right now. Like I said, my office is inside my master closet. So when I can't be in there, it's so nice to have devices and tools that allow me to work outside of that space. So yeah, this is where that second piece, technology, really comes in. Being able to have devices that we can move around and use in different areas of the house, not having to be tethered to my closet where my computer is, being able to use something like this Chromebook to get work done in a totally different space of the house. This is so incredibly important, and so important in fact that when we were looking for a place to move, one of the major things that we had to take into consideration in looking at different properties and land was, do we get a good Wi-Fi signal there? Pretty much everything we use around this house is streaming. We don't have any kind of cable internet or anything. We stream pretty much everything, and we have a number of different devices, and they're being used by myself, my husband, my kids for work, as well as for, just casually hanging out, watching TV and that sort of thing. also for homeschool. So it's really, really important that our devices work well for us and that they are reliable. We can count on them because it's just such a crucial piece of my work and what I do, and needing to be able to get online, be online, and reliably so. And that's where a company like MediaTek comes in and makes life so much easier and so much smoother. You know, MediaTek has been around since 1997, and they power more than 1.5 billion devices every year, including, of course, this awesome Chromebook I was talking about earlier. I love how portable this is, how it allows me to do my work both in the house or outside if I want to go outside and just move around. Even things like the smart plugs, these are so handy. You guys know our love for smart plugs. We've talked about it so many times, but how we can turn on and off lights, Christmas lights, especially this time of year. Oh my goodness, how often do we forget that? And even like my little cozy fireplace in my room. So by using things like their Wi-Fi router, which gives us that reliable Wi-Fi signal, like I said, we're using devices across our whole house, upstairs, downstairs, and a little bit around our house. Like if we're out in the barnyard hanging out with the animals, just sitting out there spending time with them. Sometimes I will go sit out there and return emails, just like hanging out with the goats. It really gives me that flexibility to be able to work away from my house. Even if we want to take the kids out somewhere and do our work from the park or something like that, it allows myself and my kids to be able to do work or homeschool from places away from home as well, which is very convenient and helpful, especially when we've been spending so much time at home and we want to be able to get out and get some fresh air and do some different things and see a little bit of different scenery around us, but still have the things get done that need to get done every day. So Christopher is going to take the kids outside. I have a call that I need to make, and so it is very difficult to do that. It's really hard for the kids to be quiet enough for me to be able to get on a call, especially when there is 8 of them. So Christopher's getting everybody dressed. I'll help with hair. We just kind of work together and get everybody ready, and he's going to take them outside to play and have a little bit of fun and run around so that I can take care of a few things that I need to inside the house. And again, this is the kind of time that I would use to either film a video if I need to film a video. That's not on my agenda for today, but if I needed to film a video or if I needed to do a video call or something like that, him taking the kids outside and just letting them play and keeping them sort of out of the way and out of earshot makes it possible for me to be able to do some of those things without my kids falling at my feet and screaming and all of that. The struggle is real working from home with kids. I think all parents can acknowledge that. So having some help in that area is absolutely crucial. And again, every day looks a little bit different. You know, depending on the day, I'm going to work on lunch right now and get lunch ready for everybody. We're just going to do some quesadillas, and I think my daughter's making some noodles. We just kind of, you know, mix it up and see what everybody wants. We sort of have our standard lunch menu that we work off of. But I get lunch going, and then at some point we realized that we were completely out of milk, along with a couple of other things that we really, really needed. So this is where the day kind of has to pivot. It wasn't part of the plan for the day, but Christopher is going to take a few of the kids with him and run to the store and get milk. And that's actually going to allow me to stay at home and finish feeding the other kids lunch who need to do that. And of course, now at this point, Benjamin is waking up from his nap, so he's up and active and ready to play and hang out. But him doing that little errand allows me to get going on schoolwork with the kids. So every day we're just kind of tossing the ball back and forth of who is doing what. We do have sort of standard things, like I am the one who does the schoolwork, but CR really makes the space for me to be able to get that done as efficiently as possible with not having to sort of juggle the little kids while I'm working on that. And of course, you know, we've got our older girls, so they're often working on their schoolwork up in their room. They'll take certain independent things up there, and I think that with their animals, their rabbits, and sometimes there's goats, you just really never know what animal you're going to find hanging out in the bedroom with them while they're doing schoolwork. But I think that's why they like to kind of get up there where it's quiet and they can hang out with their critters and just get their stuff done, the areas that they don't need my help with. And I do think that one of the things that I have to actually like remind myself to do at times is just to sit down and hang out with the kids and play and not have an agenda for a little while. Take 30 minutes and just sit and snuggle and play play. It's really easy to overlook that when you are very task oriented and just getting things done, and that's not something I want to overlook. So and tonight I'm doing a crock pot dinner. So again, this is a ball that Sierra and I toss back and forth. Sometimes he cooks, sometimes I cook. We just kind of feel it out for the week and for the day and what's going on. So tonight I'm making a Thai peanut chicken recipe, and so that's something that goes in the crock pot, which is fantastic because it means I can start it now around lunchtime and it will be ready for us at dinner, and I won't have to do a whole lot of cooking tonight. Again, this is where those devices come in clutch. I mean, the kids have been running around outside playing, and now they just want to chill and relax for a little bit, and so it's so nice to have things like this tablet that allow them to sit down, play games, they can stream a movie. It's nice to be able to let them sit together and hang out, and they might color while they watch a movie, while I'm pulling dinner together, or while Christopher's pulling dinner together, but not being confined to any one place of the house that they have to do that in. You know, they can do it hanging out with me in the kitchen. And of course, the third element to this is teamwork. And I don't put this third because it's third in importance. I would probably say that this is definitely the most important piece of all of this is teamwork. There is no physical way on earth that I, as one human being, could manage this household with 10 people, homeschool our kids, cook meals, work full time, and do all of these things, take care of all of the animals. It's not all me ever. It is truly a team effort by our entire family. We make decisions together, we decide on things that we want to do, and we make those decisions together knowing that we're all going to have to chip in and pitch in order for them to be successful and work. And so that is truly the thing that I think keeps the wheels greased around here is my amazing husband. He and I share so many of the responsibilities around here in terms of cooking, cleaning, taking care of kids. There's no way, again, that I could do all of those things. So having him here and sharing that responsibility with me and knowing that, we are both working towards the life that we want for our family, the goals that we have for our family, it's just so crucial that we are together in it, we're working together in it. It's not always perfect, it's not always smooth, and we have to come together and talk about it and say like, okay, listen, I'm just really tired and I'm feeling exhausted, I'm feeling overworked in this area. Can you pick up the slack here, or vice versa? It's not perfect by any means, but we are constantly communicating, talking to each other, figuring out ways that we can lighten each other's load, take things off each other's plates, because there is a lot on both of our plates every single day. So really trying to work together. I know it's kind of a jokey thing to say teamwork makes the dream work, but it really, really does. I think it's easy to think that maybe I'm doing everything because I am the person that you see. I am the person that you see on camera. I'm the person that runs the channels, so I'm the sort of mouthpiece, if you will, of all of this. But there are so many important elements and so many important people that make it all possible. And like I said, my husband is just a crucial key piece of that. So are my kids, y'all. My kids contribute and help around the house. They know when we made the decision to move to this farm and do all of this, that it meant that they were going to have to step up and do things. And that was something that we talked about. Like, do you want that? Do you want that responsibility? Do you want to have to help in those ways? And they all were yes, yes, yes. Whatever it is that needs to be done, they are happy to jump in and help. And so I'm very grateful for that, because it really allows us to keep things going. And it's truly teamwork. And I think it's difficult sometimes because, again, not all of that is seen in video for various reasons, but there truly is this team element, this family element. The biggest thing too that I always like to remind people is we're never doing all the things every single day, okay? So the workload might be heavier one day and we do lighter on schoolwork or lighter on outside farm work. If we've got outside farm work that's taking up a lot of our time, then we might be lighter in other areas. Those would be days where I don't do a lot of work or we don't do a lot of schoolwork and we focus on that. We usually have one priority a day and then kind of work around that with the other elements, if that makes sense. So hopefully this video kind of gave you a peek behind the curtain, a little bit of insight into how we, kind of keep all these things floating, and that it truly is a matter of, planning, thinking ahead and thinking through things fabulous technology that makes our life possible, makes our job possible, and then of course teamwork and working together and keeping the focus on the things that we all care about and trying to help each other and make sure that things can run smoothly. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to check out the MediaTek products in the description below, and I will see y'all again very soon. Bye.
I wake up in the morning in this great blue state. Golden fingers caress my face.